Can you hum along to every 80s pop melody? Do you still know the lyrics to all the 90s hip-hop tracks? Well, it's time to put your music knowledge to the test with Song Quiz, the #1 music quiz game on Alexa. You can play alone against random opponents or together with friends and family. Choose from a wide range of playlists and genres from the 1960s until now to see just how deep your knowledge goes. Just say, Alexa, play Song Quiz. That's Alexa, play Song Quiz.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to use humor. But we don't want to insult your intelligence, so nothing too goofy. And we need to avoid any polarizing topics. Oh, and it has to be about how you can save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. You know what? Maybe humor is a bad idea. Yeah, it's never going to work. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
You're listening to a Countout Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio, the only podcast that when a computer is broken and Scotty's unavailable on Sunday, they still give you audio. We're not stopping, still giving out the takes, still doing our jobs, and making sure that you all, we provide the analysis that we know is correct and that you need for your wrestling pleasure. I am host Ray Knightsey on an old ass blue microphone, and with me as always is the bounty hunter Scotty Edwards. Scotty, how are you doing?
It's Noah Fett, actually.
Noah Fett. My apologies. My apologies, bounty hunter. Good. Do not kill me, bounty hunter.
I think I just want to give myself credit. So since we didn't record on Sunday, we got to watch all of Dominion, and we get to talk Cyberfight Festival as well. Had I not done that, we probably would have talked one match from Dominion, and that would have been it. So, shout out to me. Shout out to me for fucking up on that one. Yay. This is going to be 2 weeks in a row that we're not going to record at our normal time, which is very funny, but it's okay. We worked through it. And we'll bring
still putting the show out.
We'll bring the people to recordings because Forbidden Doors the next time we're back to normal. So I think that's a good prize. But yeah, we're here. There's wrestling to be talked about. Mostly Dominion. That's the only thing I can think about. Obviously for lots of reasons, but there's plenty of AEW discussion, good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
Hell in a Cell happened.
Yeah, we haven't talked about cold ass takes, ice cold takes on Hell in a Cell.
I have one take, and it's just for the main event. I don't remember any of the other parts of the show. What else?
We're also going to be talking about, obviously, so the AEW discourse can talk about the new AEW title, G1 announcement. We're going to also preview Triplemania, Tijuana, and Impact Slamaversary. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about, honestly, this show. So
maybe we should stop rambling. And when I say we, I mean me.
Well, I was going to ask you real quickly is that since you are Noah Fett, how's the bounty hunting going? How many people have you converted to Noah's subscription? Seven. That's pretty good. That's more than most.
But if Noah's listening, 75.
Well, Noah is listening. I'm pretty sure Nassau Rangai is a
yeah. You better follow Noah Fett. No one committed to that bit more than me for 5 minutes.
I don't think anyone else on Twitter ever did any sort of effort than you, and so I believe that you were the sole bounty hunter. You were the Mando.
And I expect that 300K tomorrow.
300? I thought it was 3,000, not 300K. That's a big difference.
I think it was 300K.
That's insane. There's no way that they're giving out $300,000.
Now I gotta check. Oh my god, they haven't posted in so long. I get it. You had a big show. I get it. How did you already forget this? This is money on the line. 300K. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. $3,000 reward to bounty hunters that can capture the attention of international fans. You're welcome. Nailed it.
My question about
Radio is
all that.
going to have a podcast studio by the end of this.
Oh yeah, baby. Somehow, even though we're in different parts of the country. My whole thought about this is how do they track that? At like,
it wasn't
like,
a good idea.
You know, you drum up all the support, but then like no one signs up for Wrestle Universe. So does that count? Like, how do you track who has drummed up the most support for Noah?
No, you make a good point. And my answer is I don't know. I think that's the problem with the problem with this idea is it's absolutely absurd. That's the main problem.
The problem with this idea
300K for those people that get people to watch our show. And like, what do you want me to do to sell your show? Well, man, you can watch Bad Junior Division. And you can maybe see a little Dragon Gate in there from time to time. And there's a lot of old guys. And no, they're not treated like New Japan old guys. They're treated as if they are Kazuchika Okada. So
I don't know what you're talking about, Scotty. I think Noah is great. My favorite color is green, so it just happens to be my favorite promotion. You know, they got a lot of great young guys that are very safe workers. They got a great junior division. I love all the drama that's constantly happening in every single show in the junior division. I love Satoshi Kojima from New Japan, who's also in here for some reason. Look, last 5 matches of Keiji Muto. That's awesome. You know, you're going to have great matches, top tier 5-star quality matches from Keiji Muto.
You're goddamn right we are.
It's a great promotion. And I don't think everyone would be foolish to not check out Noah.
Yeah, Scotty, I think you're talking
Scotty.
Shit.
We need that 300,000. We gotta hype up Noah.
You're right. You're right.
It's a great promotion, and everyone, even their mothers, and their daughters, should be checking out Noah, which stands for New, Original, Always, Haiku. See, they're making poems. Literacy people.
Anyways, you could have said like honor, because it's very honorable company. No one goes into business for themselves.
True, that is very
Everyone's
true.
Very selfless. It's all about a team effort here.
Yes.
So, yeah, totally.
A lot of young stars that have been on the brink of breaking out for years.
Oh yeah. Rob Van Dam,
baby.
Can't get much younger than that. They
got the music.
Finally making it in Japan. I'm very proud of him.
He's finally making it in Japan.
He was only on indie shows earlier this year, so like clearly this was a big break for him. And and Noah gave that to him.
How
they
kind
really
of
did.
them.
Yeah, they gave they're not bringing in any bad people. They're hiring Michael Elgin. Like what a nice charity by them.
They were the first big promotion that brought in outside American talent. Michael Elgin, Simon Gotch, Extreme Tiger. Yeah, baby. Ninja Mac was great. Ninja Mac was legitimately great.
You don't have to attack Extreme Tiger and put him in the same sentence. I don't actually have to praise Michael Elgin. He fucking sucks.
I started running out of names for people. Ninja Mac was great. Timothy Thatcher. That's awesome.
He's there now.
Yeah. He's got the music. Yeah.
I'm done trying to get this money for the next 2 hours. We could talk about Noah Adorable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on to the show then. What do you want to talk about first? AEW title or G1 talent announcement?
Oh, let's
That's
talk
the news.
About the AEW All-Atlantic Championship.
Yes. So AEW this past Wednesday announced a new title, a All-Atlantic Championship, along with a tournament, which is a very small tournament. It's going to be 4 matches. Well, kind of maybe 5 matches, where there's 4 sides of the bracket. Those 3 AEW matches of European, Asian, and I don't know, not really Asian, but just European, I guess, sides of the brackets will all face each other, and then New Japan's going to have a section that's going to have a lot of matches in there, and then all of them are going to face the Forbidden Door in a 4-way to crown a new All-Atlantic champion. No one knows anything about this title. It seems like it's another like mid-card title. People have been throwing out there that maybe it's like some sort of only Europeans, like the European title, only like European kind of people, non-Americans have it.
Well, that's not true because Japan can wrestle for it.
That's true. Some people mentioned the idea of it being like the Stardom SWA title, where it's like you challenge against someone from a different country. That's fun.
That would be fun, yeah.
What do you think about the new title for All Atlantic Wrestling?
So I like the title. First
Me too.
and foremost, I like the title. I think the title looks great. I think it's a good idea. I mean, Intercontinental Championship. That's instantly what popped into my head. I was like, okay, so now they have one. But it does need to be unique, right? It does need to be unique from just being the second mid-card title next to the TNT title, because then you're at the point like WWE, and this isn't really shocking to have 2 mid-card titles, I guess. Again, WWE has this exact same setup right now. They have, one pair of tag team champions. Okay, they have 2 women's champions, which guess what? AEW is too. That's the funniest part to me. They have the exact same amount of titles on the main roster now, not counting the 24/7 championship. We do not count that thing.
You're saying AEW and WWE have the same amount of titles? I've been seeing on Twitter all week long that they have way too many titles.
Yeah, well, there's the conversation piece, right? I think the All Atlantic title just brought up the bigger conversation that, okay, AEW has one title, AEW World title, the 2 women's titles, the 2 men's mid-card titles, and the tag team titles. That's their titles.
6 titles.
That's it.
What about the AAA title? What about the AAA tag titles?
That's not their titles. I understand. Okay, so I understand.
They had the Impact title at one. They had the Impact title. Does that count?
They have the Ring of Honor titles too. Yeah. No, they don't count because Ring of Honor someday, we don't know when, is going to be its own thing. It's going to be a way. And the main problem, and I get where people are coming from because you and me have talked about this on the show with the handling of their own titles, and it's that having all these titles in circulation while not their titles can be a lot, because then you're having FTR defend both of their titles while Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are nowhere to be found. Now we have them defending their titles this coming week, which makes this a little funny, but you have that happening. You have Samoa Joe defending the Ring of Honor title that he has, television title. You have Mercedes Martinez defending the women's title. Wheeler Yuta's probably defending the Pure title soon. So I understand.
Typically, those 2 titles have now been defended on Dark.
Yeah, so it's like, oh no. So I understand the frustration in terms of, oh, really? Another title. But ultimately, I'm sure these Ring of Honor titles aren't going to be defended really that much on AEW television anymore once Ring of Honor gets something going. I don't consider them AEW titles. I don't. I do think that they've been a problem for the past couple months because Tony Khan has a lot on his plate with the Ring of Honor thing, which you acknowledge at the very beginning. This is exactly what would happen. But like the AAA tag titles get defended like once in a while. And that's just because it's just to add to a match. That's what they did with FTR versus the Young Bucks. They were like, oh, let's make it a title match, even though it was probably going to happen anyways.
Yep.
So to me, that's not the problem. I think adding a new title is fine as long as you book your titles correctly. And I don't think I think Tony Khan's trying to figure out what the hell he's supposed to be doing with Ring of Honor. So He feels the need to have them defend it on TV. But long term, it should be fine because ultimately these are their titles. These are the only ones you have to worry about. And people have you told me this specifically, that people are comparing Impact, TNA, or AEW to TNA back in the day. You know, you're bringing all these new talents in, you're passing up on your young talents. I get where people are coming from. I do. But at the same time, this is what AEW was always going to be. They were always going to be bringing in the biggest dogs. TNA wasn't going to bring in a Bryan Danielson who was comfy with the signed contract in WWE. That was never going to happen.
TNA was never going to reignite the spark of love of wrestling for CM Punk.
No, they were never going to do that. They brought in cast off. They brought in guys. They really did more so what a Noah does, right? They brought in old guys. They brought in Mick Foley. They brought in Hulk Hogan. They brought in Eric Bischoff. They brought in all these guys that weren't wrestling really anymore because they were big names just to put on their TV. I think bringing in CM Punk's different. I think bringing in now, if they brought in someone like Sting 5 different times, then maybe we have a conversation, because obviously Sting isn't really a full-time wrestler, and that's just to have names on your thing. But I get the frustration of wanting the young guys to succeed.
We both do.
Yeah, that's one of my, it is a frustration of mine, but calling them TNA, we got to chill here. And obviously there's a lot going on because the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, the CM Punk injury really is what has, I think, everyone feeling this way, because now you're kind of just watching AEW try to figure it out as they go.
Mm-hmm.
But
threw a wrench into it, really.
Right. Where was these complaints when Jon Moxley signed with AEW? That no one complained about Jon Moxley signing with AEW. Everyone was happy Jon Moxley signed with AEW. Should they be bringing in more free agents right now? No, they should not. They shouldn't, especially on the men's side.
There's a lot of free agents that are still available that they refuse to bring in.
Yeah, I think obviously they have a little too much going on right now. But overall, when it comes to titles, when it comes to their roster, they're going to figure it out. I'm sure they're going to figure it out. I'm sure Tony Khan reads all the tweets that people are sending him, because he reads it. He does that. He reads that. Frustrations are fair, but I think Forbidden Door has added that curveball he wasn't ready for. And I do want to toss some fault on Tony Khan here. He does feel like a first-time booker right now because of all the messes that he has going on, right? Because the way that they got from a CM Punk injury to this interim championship. But having to work with New Japan through the politics, which he's as bad as anyone in terms of having people get protected. Let's be honest here. He doesn't let people lose. That's fine. That's what companies do, but it can be a problem unless it's on his own show, obviously. Like Andrade doesn't win at all, for example. But I think it's unfair to compare them to TNA, but it is fair to ask questions, to have concerns with some of the booking, what Tony Khan's doing at some times. But overall, I have no reason to say, yeah, AEW is it's bad, because for the most part, it's been an enjoyable product for me. This is still the most excited I've been for their overall product, and it's been that way for the past 6 months or so, or maybe even longer. So I give the benefit of the doubt. New title, great if you use it differently from the TNT Championship. And I think once the Ring of Honor stuff gets figured out, this will all calm down, because that is the most important thing. as you said, because again, Tony Khan is dealing with a lot of things. He has to run 2 promotions. He needs someone to help him. We go back to that every single time. He needs someone to help him with Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I think to address that last point, you're just talking about the Ring of Honor situation. Yeah, there are physically more belts on the screen than most people are used to or comfortable with. The Ring of Honor eventually is going to get ironed out and figured out. I mean, that once that television deal gets figured out, presumably the television deal gets figured out, then all those titles are going to be over onto Ring of Honor. And then boom, you're done. And also there'll probably be some roster members that are going to move over to Ring of Honor, and we're not going to see them. So it's going to be a smaller roster. Some of the issues that people have will eventually get figured out. Now, do I think that Tony Khan will have an easier time booking and everything? Not necessarily. I think he still needs additional help in that department. I get why he's against doing it after that December of 2019 booking scandal. But I get it. But at the same time, I think it's okay bringing in like a Colt Cabana to help you or something. I don't know. So bring in somebody to manage Ring of Honor a little bit. You need just a little bit of relaxation, TK. For this title, I'm happy about this title. I think a lot of the reaction to it is a little bit bad faith. I get people being against bringing this title in, but if it was the trios title, no one would have been batted an eye. Everyone's been applauding it.
Title, man.
Yeah, it's because it's another mid-card title.
If that TNT title wasn't just the worst story AEW has ever done, then I think it would be a different conversation.
Yeah, I agree. I think if the TNT title was better, and then people would be okay with it. If the TNT title was better, and it's a bunch of different situations happening at once. You have an AEW interim title that people don't like. You have a TNT title storyline. Yeah, you have a TNT title storyline that people didn't enjoy. So the top 2 titles, people are not really some people are not enjoying.
You have tag team champions no one wants.
You have tag team champions no one wants. They have a lot of things to fix and a lot of the booking issues. And I'm saying that they have a lot of booking issues. They have a lot of things that are issues.
I just think the TNA thing is absurd.
Yeah, I think it's a little too far. I think that this new title is a welcome addition because there's some stuff that's going to be better with this title. It's all,
Pac
but it's
like a title match. It's automatically better in my eyes.
Miro has a title match, probably automatically in my eyes. That's great stuff. Malachi Black probably has a title match. Tomohiro Ishii probably has a title match. We'll get to all that stuff, but and then I think it's just a little bit bad faith because it's like if it was a trios title, everyone would have been fine with it. There's a lot of situations that make this bad, but I think for the most part, I don't think any of the issues that are currently plaguing AEW, I think the majority of them can be solvable in the matter of like a month or 2. And if a Ring of Honor shows up, then immediately most of your AEW issues get fixed. There's still the booking stuff, and I agree it's all about how you book a title, but you can book a title out of these sort of situations. I don't think this stuff has destroyed the TNT title. I don't think this stuff has destroyed the AEW title. I think it's all fine and dandy, and we can fix and get out of it. Put the TNT title on Wardlow, you're immediately back in position.
I was gonna say, I think the TNT title is destroyed until you get a new champion. I think it's a situation where you just got to move on. From
do some resetting.
Scorpio Sky from that situation, which it seems like they're going to do. Just when he's healthy. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the All American title tournament real quickly.
All Atlantic, not all.
What did
American.
I say? What did I say?
Complete opposite of what it is, Ryan.
The All-Atlantic Championship tournament was announced. It was Buddy Matthews versus Pac, with Pac getting the win and moving on to Forbidden Door. This upcoming Wednesday, we'll have Ethan Page versus Miro. Sorry, Ethan. I assume at Rampage, maybe at Dynamite the week after, we'll have Penta versus Malachi Black.
Yes. And then we'll have the
New Japan side.
New Japan side.
which is going to have 2 qualifying matches on June 20th in New Japan Road. These 2 matches will have Tomohiro Ishii against Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Okay. Good luck. A junior versus a heavyweight. All right. And then we'll have
Kanemaru's nice. Come on now.
Oh, I know. I like Kanemaru. I'm just saying.
That man beat the junior aces in 10 minutes.
That's true. That is very true. And Tomoaki Honma facing off against Clark Connors. One thing I got out of this is that Clark Connors is still in Japan, which I kind of enjoy.
Yay.
And then
that's what I got out of all this.
Oh yeah, what I got out of all this is Ishii is totally winning that side, and I totally think our Forbidden Door match is going to be Pac, Miro, Malachi Black, and Ishii. Is there any way to be upset about that? No. I love it.
I think from what I've seen today, which I think it might be fair, is that New Japan isn't looking at this the way AEW is. For both title tournament things, they've given. Okay, so they gave Tanahashi, but that match was already happening. Goto hasn't been treated as a single star in a decade.
Well, even as earlier, he's been a trios tag title holder and a tag title holder for the past year and a half.
Yeah, exactly. So that just furthers that point. And then you have this little tournament here, which is like, okay, no one gives any credit to any of these guys. Ishii, I'll give, but the other 3
Deathmatch Hanma. All right, Deathmatch Hanma. Are we here for it?
But I think it's a fair criticism because AEW's I would say they're going all out, but how can we say anyone's going all out? We have one match announced. Yeah. We have one match announced for a pay-per-view that's in less than 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I understand where people are coming from, that New Japan isn't really giving it their all, but this has been a tricky situation. You probably should have had most of this book. And I'm sorry, CM Punk getting injured should not have ruined the card and completely threw it up into flames because you had to move John Moxley from here to here. That's all you had to do.
I think it's just the idea of that. It's just the timing of the pay-per-view is really what the issue is. It's that look at AEW booking, New Japan booking. AEW just had a pay-per-view about a month ago. So they were putting everything up into that pay-per-view. And then as soon as the pay-per-view is over, they started setting up for Forbidden Door. New Japan, they do that all the time. Once a big show is, they didn't want to announce anything. They usually don't announce anything for next big show until the last big show happened. Dominion happened, and then we got our first Forbidden Door stuff. I assume we're going to get more. I assume we're going to get more like the tag titles. We're going to get that announced probably soon. We'll probably get a U.S. title announced soon, which will probably be another multi-man. Honestly, TNT title might be. No, I mean TNT title probably won't be on it. Maybe.
Yeah.
All-Atlantic will be on it. So there's that happening.
The IWGP World Heavyweight title will be.
That whatever's happening with that.
I think we have a good idea of what's happening with that. We should Okay, so we've been talking about this AEW conversation and how there's not too many titles if Ring of Honor becomes a thing. There are too many titles if Ring of Honor just doesn't ever become a thing. We'll say that, right?
Yes.
That is, I want to just preface. If Ring of Honor just never gets its own show, its own pay-per-views, guess what? There's a real problem going on.
Yeah,
you gotta retire them all as soon as possible if that's the case.
There's some unifications around the corner if that's the case.
But I think the AEW New Japan situation is a weird one because it's because of this All-Atlantic title tournament thing. It's because we've went from here which is, oh, we have all these exciting matches. We might get Okada and Hangman, blah, 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 blah. 2, oh, we might get Hiroki Goto and Tomoaki Honma and Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
Yeah, baby.
And Clark Connors. I think that's what the exchange has been within a week.
Yeah.
Within a week, that has been the switch. And it's like,
yeah.
Oh, I could see where people
There's way too much shit up in the air.
Yeah.
And the stuff that is like kind of concrete, like the New Japan side of the tournament or the AEW interim side of Kyle O'Reilly versus John Moxley, that sort of stuff is like, really? Yeah. Sure. And then it gets everything was up in the air now. And I think after Dominion, things will start falling into place and things will start getting ironed out.
It's got to be Wednesday. You got to really kick it into gear Wednesday. Otherwise, it's like, what are we doing? Was it Road Rager Wednesday?
Yep.
A relatively bigger Dynamite show. It feels like it's the time.
It's a Road Rager, then I think the Go Home show, then Forbidden Door, and then I think Blood and Guts is after that.
It is. So see, that's where the Tony Khan booking problems come into play. Okay. He didn't need to put Blood and Guts in 2 weeks. He did not need to do that. He
could have
gave himself more time. So I think that is where
is it a bold move? Because that match is going to take up like the majority of the show, and you just need to book like 2 of the matches.
Oh no, that's fine. But you probably should have had a go home show for that match, right? Like you should have had a go home before that. But now you have Forbidden Door, and you've got to put all your focus on that for TV wise for the next week or so. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I understand where the frustrations come because my head is spinning thinking about all of it, because you've got all these different factors to play with. But my hope is you've had these matches ironed out for the past month or two since you announced this, right? So back to the CM Punk thing. There's no way him losing could have completely changed the card. Oh no, you can't do a Blackpool Combat Club tag match. Whatever will you do? Anything else? It's not that hard. So that's just like, as I sit here, I also get confused and I understand the critiques and the complaints towards Tony Khan, but when it comes to title matches and titles and TNA, we're not going that far yet. But let's talk Dominion, because I think that'll help us figure out a lot here, because I think that's really the main topic here that we need to get to.
Sure, we'll talk Dominion and we'll bring up the G1 talent announcements when that comes up in the G1 and the Dominion show. I have thoughts
about that too.
Do you want to start with the main event, or do you want to go with the top of the card? How much of the show did you watch? I watched all of the show, and there was some stuff I actually enjoyed.
That's good. I would hope so. I watched. How many matches did I watch? I know of everything that happened, but I watched 6 matches.
Okay. Well, we'll start off anyways with the top of it. United Empire, Aaron Hanare, Francisco Akira, and TJP.
You don't have to talk about this.
And boxer Jesse Vargas, which is interesting, versus Master Wato, Rusuke Taguchi, Hiroshi Tenzan, and with Manabu Nakanishi showing back up here. Loving it. Match was pretty good. I just like the idea of a boxing person being there, and he was throwing up the United Empire signs. He was really into the whole thing. Really love it. It looks like they're weirdly putting him along with Aaron Hanare, which I kind of enjoyed because it might be something to give Aaron Hanare, which would be good. Ultimately, that would be a good thing. Well, they need to give him something.
He's the least talented guy in the group. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, let's make the group better.
One. Every group has the least talented guy. It's okay.
I don't disagree, but I'm saying let's make the least talented guy better.
Not everyone needs to be a world champion. Not everyone needs to be a mid-card champion. He can be a nice, never open weight contender on a
I think we need to build him up to be a never open weight contender. So let's add
No,
a
it's
boxing
okay. We don't need
guy.
to build him up. No, it's okay. Carl
All
Anderson's currently never open weight champion. We clearly don't need to build anyone up.
We also had 6-man tag team match. Ace Austin, El Phantasmo, and Taiji Shimori defeating the team of Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Tetsuya Naito. This was a good match as well. Good
t-shirt on.
No. I believe he might have taken off at some point, or at least it was taken off of him. At the beginning of the match, Naito was very confused about how Ace Austin pulled out the cane from out of nowhere, which was very funny. And Naito did a great job comedically with that. And then during the match, El Phantasmo is doing his sort of like back and forth back rake thing. He tags in Ace Austin. Ace Austin does a little gimmick, a little stuff. Then he pulls out a second cane and uses that to back rake whoever the guy was. So that was fun. I really enjoyed the shenanigans there. But yeah, just a little fun little match here.
I can't believe people watch these opening tags. I can't get myself.
Look, they were good. They were good. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying they're good. It was fun.
It's just like,
Speaking of fun, Toru Yano defeated Doc Gallows in 4 minutes and 7 seconds.
Well, the good part is the match didn't last long. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Anyways, never open weight 6-man tag team title match. Evil, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi defeated the team of El Desperado, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Zack Sabre Jr. Hot Boy Summer commence.
We're going to get into a lot of Bullet Club stuff here in very, very soon. However, House of Torture continues to roll, and that's all that matters. I liked the match. I thought it was fun because they worked against a team that does heel work as well.
Yeah.
It was very quick. It was not a long match. They, very right to the point. I enjoy House of Torture. I know people think it might be a joke. It is not. It is not a joke. It might start as a joke, but it's not a joke. Big House of Torture boys. It's Hot Boy Summer. It would have been a shame to have them lose right before the summer.
I think that there are two things that New Japan did to help fix House of Torture, and I think people need to acknowledge them because I think they're good fixes.
Acknowledge your tribal torture chief. Your torture chief.
Your torture man.
I was getting
one. They made him more comedic in their
specifically Sho.
Specifically Sho adds a lot to it. Togo helps as well. They've upped the comedic stuff with their nonsense.
Yeah.
Two, when they were more serious and they were having 6-man tag title matches or 6-man matches, they were saying that the 6-man stuff is really good. They've kept them as 6-man titles, and they've been doing a good job in the 6-man title division. And I think they're very fun and enjoyable. And also, like you said, they kept this match short. This match was 10 minutes long. This match was really good for what it was. A lot of shenanigans. Doing all the shenanigans for 10 minutes works. It's not 20 minutes of shenanigans. It's only 10 minutes. So it helps. Gets them in and out. A lot of fast-paced shenanigan action. You get also Suzuki-gun, who are not going to put up with this nonsense. And they did their good stuff as well. And they're a good foil to House of Torture. So I really enjoyed it. Plus, and I saw you tweeting about it, I didn't see it happen, but I saw the pictures after the fact with Momo. They were heavily teasing up Sho and Momo's use of a wrench during this match, and definitely talked about
Momo uses it a little more violently than Sho. Okay,
I believe when Sho was going to use it, or when he did. Oh yeah, so Sho stuffed it in his boot, kicked the guy, and said it was. I believe Kevin Kelly said it was after the Black Peach herself or something like that. So it's like, okay, they're really heaving up the Oedo Tai House of Torture stuff, which makes me excited for the New Japan Stardom show coming up.
I've been thinking about this for a while now, and now that we're where we are with Bullet Club, I think it would be really smart to make House of Torture the baby faces. I think it would be really smart to eventually down the line, not yet, because they're still, I think they've gotten to like the perfect medium here where they are just a very enjoyable middle card heel act, because of what they're doing. But I think it will be really tough for them to not consider turning House of Torture babyface against Bullet Club, who they don't acknowledge at all, by the way.
No.
House of Torture, like when they put up the G1 graphics, both Evil and Yujiro had House of Torture backing for their faction, not Bullet Club. So
I think House of Torture has only been acknowledged once by Bullet Club.
Right.
That was it.
So I think ultimately in the end, they should be the baby faces if they ever do an angle, because they're very liked in Japan despite being heels. Very liked. Good merch sales, blah, 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 blah. Very, very adored. And I think Evil has gotten to the point where he could get a really good push as a baby face, specifically him, because I think Sho, Yujiro, Togo, I don't really count because he's mostly a manager. I think those two have been fine in doing that, but I think Evil needs that adjustment because I think Evil is a player for this roster. It's just no one wants to see him main event right now.
Yeah, I think that my cat is trying to jump onto my laptop, so I've been doing everything in my power to stop him, and now he's knocking over vases and stuff. He's rowdy, just like Ronda Rousey. He's very rowdy. Here, Bubspeed, do you need more space? Need a landing pad? Here, is that good? There you go, bud. Now get out of here. I think I was going to make fun of you for saying a babyface team called House of Torture should be babyface, and then I was like, well, one of the big baby faces is Chaos, so maybe it's not as crazy. So you win here. You win this round, Scotty. Moving on to the IWGP Tag Team Title match, it was United Empire, Great-O-Khan, Jeff Cobb, defeating the team of Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens and winning the titles from them.
Thank God Almighty, the fucker is no longer champion. God, I fucking hate Chase Owens.
Yep.
Piece of shit.
I agree. They did a lot of action. Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens had the majority of the action in this match. I think
that was bad.
It
was bad.
It wasn't enjoyable.
They should be called House of Torture because they fucking suck.
I think that the reason they did a lot of that stuff is because of the G1 around the corner, to make them look better. I think that's probably the case. But otherwise, this match wasn't as good. It was fine.
The champions are back on top. Give them a run now, baby.
Well, after the match, Rocky Romero came out by himself to beat up United Empire, got his ass kicked, and lost. Yeah.
I was like, I don't think Tread's showing up.
I don't know what you're thinking, man. That was a bold move. Ass move.
So that sets us up for Forbidden Door, though, right? I think we have a match now.
Yeah, I believe in the post-match presser, they talked about, I think Jeff Cobb said that he FTR, Roppongi Vice, let's go, baby, something like that.
Roppongi.
I think they're setting up a triple threat IWGP and Ring of Honor tag title match. I think that's probably what's happening.
I'm in on that. I think that match would absolutely rock.
I agree. We should also say after the 6-man tag, the never openweight tag, Zack Sabre Jr. also post presser called out Bryan Danielson, seemingly for Forbidden Door.
Kind of the big one, right? I think a lot of people kind of have overlooked that because they were like, oh, and I think that could be the benefit of the CM Punk injury. I don't
look if we're not getting if we're not getting a Tanahashi Punk dream match, then let's get another dream match, maybe.
Yeah, here's just Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. in the middle of the card. And if you put a match like that on the Forbidden Door card, I think we're back in business for a lot of people, right? Because I've seen people say, I don't know how to feel about this card now because of a certain title change later in the show. That being said, which we will get into, which my bigger problem is Bullet Club as a whole, not him. It's the Bullet Club takeover. But thankfully, we have new tag team champions. But Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson. Book it. Just book it. Don't think about it. What does New Japan care if Zack Sabre Jr. loses? He loses all the time. Who gives a shit? They have him lose all the time. They'll hit him up whenever they want to. They did that this year with the New Japan Cup. They can do that whenever. But I do think maybe we were getting Dangerous Tekkers versus maybe Tekkers and Desperado versus Blackpool Combat Club at one point. I think that might have been the direction, but with Moxley having to move on, they were like, okay, let's just give this singles match. Let's just do it. Why wait? If we're gonna hold Danielson back from doing an Okada match or a Tanahashi match or a Naito match or all the top guys matches or the Ospreay match, which he really wants, let's do this one, right? It's happened before. Obviously, it's different now, but it's happened before, so you can give this one away.
And also politically, I think it's pretty easy decision, I think, for both parties to be like, Bryan Danielson will win that one. That's fine. It's the thing about these like Forbidden Door shows is like there are a lot of politics in play, and I think that a lot of people suddenly forgot that politics in wrestling exists, and heavily. All down this card, that's honestly one of the reasons why I think Madison Square Garden was a hit was because it was it was just two separate cards, basically.
Right.
The idea here is that we want to make it against each other, exhibition sort of style. But, to do that, we need to have some more obvious losers, probably. So, we'll see how it is. And I'm excited about it. Yeah. After this match, they announced the G1 Climax 32 participants.
Oh, I got some thoughts.
Not 20 people like usual. Instead, we have 28 people for 4 blocks of 7. I believe Lucha Blog did the math here. We're actually getting 6 less matches than we would have normally. So it's not only 6 less matches that we would have gotten normally, but everyone is now facing 6 different people instead of 9 different people. So people can be more refreshed for this tournament. So I think this might be a better tournament, presumably, hopefully. It's similar to the 2001, how its layout, but probably, hopefully, going to be better than the 2000 G1 Climax. You want to hear the announcements?
High hopes. Go ahead.
You don't have high hopes for this G1?
Not at all.
Really? Okay, well, let's get the announcements announced.
There's way too many bad wrestlers in this for this to be that good.
Okay, well, let's go through it and let's see how Scotty's takes are. We got Kazuchika Okada, we got Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Hiroki Goto, Tama Tonga, Shingo Takagi, Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale.
Fuck, man, like those two alone. There's no reason Chase Owens needs to still be in this tournament. There's no reason.
Yujiro Takahashi.
Shout out Huge, big Hot Boy Summer, baby.
Evil.
Good, he should win.
Debut entry from Tom Lawler.
Okay, see, that one was exciting.
I just noticed here that they're listing him as the strong open weight champion, which made me think
currently is. That's why.
Yes, but that's what I'm talking about. Is that he currently is in terms of kayfabe because that hasn't aired. But then I was like, he's coming into the tournament probably going to be wearing the belt, which is fascinating to me.
No, because
he might lose the belt during the tournament.
No, I think the recording probably will be like one of the next couple of weeks. Truthfully, it'll probably be during Pride Month.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
They're airing some like documentary for Darren Young right now on their YouTube.
Okay.
So I think it's a build up to it.
Okay. Yeah. No. So you're right. They're
Not
probably
Darren
going
Young,
to.
Fred Rosser. Jesus
Thank you.
Christ. I haven't said
They're-
Darren Young in so long.
Yeah. The tournament doesn't start until when does it officially start?
The 18th, I think. Or does it end the 18th?
It ends on the 18th.
Okay, so the 20th.
This the article I'm looking at. Yeah, I think so.
The week before the real good tournament.
Yeah. So I think you're right. He'll probably lose the title and then go on to here. Anyways, Juice Robinson, a debut entry from Jonah. Good solid pick. What did you say?
Beef.
I thought you said
he was
leave.
repped by TMDK on his like little backdrop.
Yeah, baby. Yoshihashi, Toru Yano, Tomohiro Ishii, Jeff Cobb, Great Khan, Will Ospreay, debut entry from Aaron Hanare. Lot of United Empire.
What? He's been
What?
in this before.
No, this is his debut. He's not been in the G1 before.
Really?
Yeah, he's never been in the G1.
I thought for sure he was in one of the previous ones. That's crazy.
Sonata, Jay White, Kenta, great, love to see it. Debut entry from El Phantasmo.
Yay.
El Phantasmo sort of on a 2019 Will Ospreay kick here, right?
Yeah,
2019, 2020.
The only problem is he's about 50% of what Will Ospreay was at this time, so that's tough.
I wouldn't say 50%, but definitely less.
Less, 40%, 30%,
something like that. Sure.
Yeah, he's about 20% of what Will Ospreay was at this time. You're right.
Will Ospreay was like
what I said.
Will Ospreay was like undoubtedly like it was like 2019, I think. So he was like undoubtedly one of the best wrestlers in the world. If not then, but soon. So
El Phantasmo couldn't even come close to that conversation.
Not right now. Maybe years ago, but not right now. Taichi, Zack Sabre Jr., debut entry from David Finlay, and then AEW wrestler Lance Archer. So, Scotty, thoughts on this entire bracket? Well, this entire tournament, I should say. You're not a fan. So why are you not a fan?
I'm not.
Are you keeping your expectations low because of how Best of Super Juniors turned out?
Absolutely. That mixed with the multiple person brackets, you're gonna have at least one wrestler I don't give a shit about in each bracket. I'm positive, because you have the likes of Chase Owens in there again. I'm gonna keep harping on this. He's blocked me on Twitter. I don't give a shit. So like that's the problem. You know what's funny? My biggest takeaway was like, oh, the best part of this tournament are guys that have been rostered on this roster for years, but they haven't been in a G1 for a while. And that was the re-additions of Jay White and Will Ospreay for me. Those were the two I was like, oh my God, I forgot they haven't been they weren't in last year's tournament. Lance Archer obviously is an interesting one. Okay. You want to know my problem, Ryan? You want to know my problem?
Yes, please.
They're putting Chase Owens in this tournament, but Minoru Suzuki isn't in it. And
You're right.
It's been this way, and it's unacceptable. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me why they're not doing it. They didn't put T-Hawk or any Strong Hearts in this tournament. They didn't put the All Japan guy, Jake Lee, that they kind of teased. They didn't put anyone of interest. They put Jonah, who's cool. They put Tom Waller, he deserves it, and they put Lance Archer. That's cool. You know, if for outsiders, that's fine. Great. But you could have went many other directions. But no, we had to get all of Bullet Club except for the two juniors that they have in here.
Yeah, I'm just sort of looking through to sort of put together who I think they're sort of missing. Not really a huge thing, maybe, but never open weight champion Carl Anderson.
That's true. This will be the first time. I think Chris Sampson said this will be the first time a never open weight champion misses since 2012 which was, I think, Masato Tanaka.
Yes. I'm just sort of looking through of people that are possible. Like, yeah, there are people like, Brody King from like Strong that have been cool, but let's be sort of honest with ourselves. Who is really available? Carl Anderson, never openweight champion, kind of, I guess, in that sense. We don't have any of the olds though. We don't have Tenzan. We don't have Nagata.
I like
Nagata.
Two of the olds, not Tenzan. I like Nagata and Kojima.
Yeah, no Nagata, no Kojima.
Well, there's a reason for one of those.
Fair.
He's busy being the champ.
Obviously no Ibushi.
Yeah, that one. When this was over and there was no Ibushi, I was like, man, I don't enjoy New Japan nearly as much without him, and that's not good. He's very missed. He is very missed, and he's not coming back.
No Tama Tonga or Tongaloa.
You just said Tama Tonga.
Did I say Tama? Oh yeah, he is. He was the second person announced.
No Tongaloa though.
No Tongaloa.
Which is perfectly fine.
No Hanma. What are we doing? Get Deathmatch Hanma in there.
I think
really Suzuki. I would say Suzuki and like your never openweight champion are like the only big ones, and I'm okay both of them not being in there.
I don't know, man. If you're gonna do 28 people, why are you just doing the whole part of your roster no one wanted in there last year? Right? Like why are we doing that? You had people of interest to put in this tournament if you were going to expand it. And instead, you put I'm not going to do it again, but my expectations have lowered greatly. I'm happy for Lance Archer. I'm happy for Jonah. I'm happy for Tom Lawler. I think the re-additions of a Juice Robinson, a Jay White, a Will Ospreay, they do bolster the tournament. The lineup looks better than last year and the year prior. I will say that.
Yes.
But
100%.
But there is still too much fat that could have been trimmed here. You could have just done the 20-person block and cut 8 very easy people to cut, and you would have had a really good G1 lineup. I think that's my biggest problem, because now, you know what, we're going to get less good matches, and I guess that's just my biggest problem, because I'm not watching certain people wrestle. I will not.
I'm sort of thinking, I'm trying to look through who you cut.
I hope Evil wins.
Really, there's like 3 people right off the bat that I would cut.
Off the bat.
But then there's like, then you're talking about cutting 5 more.
Aaron,
it's like, oh, yeah, but then he's not making his debut. You can cut Phantasmo. He's not making his debut. Finley's out as well, not making their debut.
Okay. You're answering my questions very easily here.
All right. I think I'm okay with it. I'm okay having some lost leaders in there. We all know they're not going to win. We all know they're going to get like a point maybe. So I'm okay with it. I don't care.
Could have cut Yano.
Could have cut Yano. I say you make one block of 7, right? One block of 7. It'd be
of all the bad people.
You put I'm not gonna say bad. I'm just saying that you put all of these people together: Aaron Hanare, Yano, Yujiro, Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens. 2 more.
You're gonna have to toss in someone that actually wins the block too.
That's true. Let's do Will Ospreay at number 6.
Jesus Christ.
and then El Phantasmo. Let's put all of them together.
That sounds like the fucking hell block.
Look, if any person is gonna get good matches out of these groups of people, it's probably Will Ospreay.
Dude,
you can't say I'm wrong.
You
can't say
for
I'm
a miracle.
Then I'm asking for Wrestler of the Year candidate.
No, I want Yujiro to be in the same block as Naito.
Yeah, it's possible.
For reasons, obviously. I have no idea what they're going to do. I just think seeing that a lot of people were amped up for AEW involvement plus other involvement like Impact and these other promotions, it's a letdown. It's a letdown.
Sure.
When you add people and you only have like 3 that are like, holy shit, or not holy shit even, but like, oh, that's cool. It's like, you missed the mark here. You did more for the best of the Super Juniors than you did this.
That's true. Yeah, no, I sort of agree. I see what you're saying.
Also, fuck AAA and CMLL. Just wanted to put that out there.
Next up in the match order for Dominion was the interim AEW World Title Eliminator match. By the way, this is also when the card started picking up in pace. This
is when I started watching the card.
Hiroshi Tanahashi versus defeated Hiroki Goto. Obviously, we all sort of saw the result coming, but what did you think of the match itself?
Very to the point, very solid. No complaints here. I think if you were looking for something that these two would have given you a decade ago, then that's on you. If you went into this with a little bit lower expectations based off their G1 match, I think you were met with something pretty solid. I think it beat expectations if you came in with the lower ones. For me, I thought it was a very good match. Not very good. It was a good match. It got to the point. Tanahashi wins. You get a big Tanahashi win on Dominion pay-per-view. It was nice to see Goto in a match that mattered. He had a little fire to him, I noticed, which was nice. Goto in singles matches doesn't always have fire anymore, so that was nice.
Yeah, totally agree. It was very solid, very serviceable. Did exactly what it was going to be on the tin if you understood the expectations of the match. And where these guys are in their careers and health wise and all that jazz. I enjoyed it. I thought that they put in good work.
Was that a or a Yano?
Yano. They put in good work. Yano. They just I thought they just did a really good job, and there's nothing more I can really say. There's not much I really remember distinctly from the match. I thought Goto did a good job, but not enough. They didn't do enough to really sell that Goto was going to win this match. But that's okay, because did we really want to see Goto Moxley? No. Let's just do the match. Let's just have a solid match, so we all know that the next match, Forbidden Door, the main event, is going to be Tanahashi Moxley, with Tanahashi winning the title.
Yeah.
Anyways,
my confidence in Moxley Tanahashi to deliver is very high. Like, I'm very confident in them.
My basement is a 4-star match.
Yeah, I think they're gonna kill it. Because they have a story built.
Yep,
that's the impressive part of having this match, is that they've built this story, and I think it'll work out for them.
Totally agree. Let's move on to the next match, which was the New Japan King of Pro Wrestling 10-minute unlimited pinfall scramble match between Shingo Takagi and Taichi, with Shingo getting the win. Scotty, I thought this match was really, really good. I really like this match.
So going into it, I had high expectations, actually, because when you put a time limit of 10 minutes on a match for a guy like Shingo Takagi, I have all the confidence in the world he's going to take advantage of all 10 minutes. He's going to make it hard hitting. He's going to make it fast paced. He's going to make it count. And that's exactly what he did. I thought Taichi was awesome in here as well. I don't want to just make this an all Shingo show, because you don't do that without Taichi really going back with him. The drama that they created in those final 2 minutes was fantastic. And I like that they had the timer on the screen. I think that helped a lot, obviously, because, in time matches, it sometimes disappears and you bring it back. This was really, really good. Really well done.
It was a shoot 10 minutes.
Yeah, I like the point system that they had going. I thought this was better than how they did the whoever gets to this number. I thought this was better. You know, when they did
Yeah.
the last one, I thought this was better. I'd love to see more of this type of match with this cup.
Yes.
Like that's the whole thing. I would make that like the stipulation for this cup moving forward.
I love this match gimmick. It felt very pure match in that sort of sporting sense
But good.
of in a way that it wasn't necessarily like pure matches and everything are all about wrestling technical style and all that jazz. Here it was just about it was really about like getting as many 1 counts, 2 counts. It wasn't necessarily about putting your opponent away for 3, which I thought was weird that Shingo did like I think a puppy bomber and got a 3 count, which, you know, definitively said, "Oh, I beat you." And then he rolled out of after getting 3 counts. I would think, you know, just stay down, get more pinfalls. But I guess maybe that was against the rules. I don't know. But I really enjoyed the match type. I would love to see more of this match type. It felt very sporting. It was all going back to what I was saying. It was all about getting roll-ups. So it's still very technical in that sense. It was very, how do I get a roll-up on this person? How do I get a backslide? How do I get a small package? How do I do all these different pinning maneuvers to be able to get a quick 1 count, 2 count? So it made it more technical in that sense. I would love to see, like, I think a very funny spot in this kind of match gimmick with doing that Oklahoma roll around the ring. That would be very funny to me, with the ref going like,
Yes.
So I think this match type would also be very good in like a Stardom type promotion. Someone like a promotion that does a lot of like roll up and backslides and kind of pinfall sort of things. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was really well worked. I really enjoyed the match type. It was up to this point, match of the night.
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely match of the night. I thought it was better than the Tanahashi Goto match. I think my only critique, and obviously this is the first time they did it, so I can't really be too mad, is I think have it be closer heading into that last minute, because it was a lofty one-sided thing for Shingo, and I was like, oh well, that's weird. Like, I think I'd have it closer. I think I would have, going into that last minute, you have a 1-point lead or something like that, because it only heightens that drama a little bit. But really, really fun match. It was different from the usual New Japan setup too, which I think is why it fit in so well.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this match. I want to see more of it. Also, I believe Shingo said that he is going to reconstruct the King of Pro Wrestling title or belt trophy. So I'm interested to see what that looks like.
I watched the Jumbo Saruta, like something, some show. I don't know what it was called. It was called something, clearly, because I said something like 10 times.
It was sponsored by Jake something.
It was a memorial show. It was an anniversary memorial show. And Shingo was teaming with T-Hawk to face Yuma Aoyagi and Atsuki Aoyagi from All Japan. And Yuma won the champion carnival. So he had like this trophy that's fucking gigantic, right? Like gigantic. It's like taller than him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he puts it down in the middle of the ring because he had to walk out with it. While Shingo has the little cup. And Shingo puts it next to it. He's like, what the hell? So I like the idea that he wants to change what the cup looks like. And I like to think it came from that one moment.
I love it. Totally do it.
Great. Shingo should win like every belt again.
He should. Never openweight title match. Carl Anderson defeats Tama Tonga to win the never openweight title. 60 minutes and 28 seconds.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
Remember how 15 years ago I switched to Progressive? Well, I used all those savings to buy that golf club that swings for you. But now everyone who plays golf is really good because, you know, the club swings for you in the future, which is now.
So switch to Progressive and save big because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
I thought this was a solid match. I thought it was like perfectly fine and serviceable. Not as good as, not when I say serviceable for the Tanahashi Goto one, that was still good. This is like fine and serviceable. I think the issue of this match is that it was ultimately what they did for the story was it being just a 2-on-1 match the entire time.
Yeah.
Tama Tonga constantly going to the outside to take on Doc Gallows, Jado not doing much of support in that sense, and then leaving Carl Anderson in the ring to recover and then go back in and beat down Tama Tonga. So it really just became a 2-on-1 match here, which if you're into that sort of story, then cool. I mean, I'm more into it when the one person is able to overcome the odds. Obviously, that's more compelling, I think, for everybody in terms of storytelling. But otherwise, I think that, the match was fine for what it was.
So I saw some wonderful folks on Twitter, talk about how going into this match, it had the best natural story in terms of, Carl Anderson helped teach Tama Tonga and helped him out, and ultimately he turned on him, and that's the reason they're out of Bullet Club. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. So this should be really personal. And then it was just, it didn't ever really feel personal.
Yeah.
It just felt, oh, who's gonna hit the gun stun? And I'm like, who gives a shit? I don't. That was like half the match was them trying to hit the gun stun. It was a little annoying. And then you add in the part of him having to fight off Gallows. The match was probably what I expected. So obviously not that great. It was fine. I just think they could have actually had a better match despite me not seeing Carl Anderson have a great match in a long while. And I will say the Tama Tonga Evil match that Ryan often talks about, that is a match that told me Tama Tonga can have a solid match against certain opponents as long as you have a good story built in and some anticipation and excitement, and this just didn't have it. They had the good story built in, but they didn't have the execution.
There's a way better match between these two, and it's a shame that it wasn't here. Maybe they'll be down the line. I just don't know.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I don't need to see it again.
Next up was the semi-main event, IWGP United States Heavyweight Title match. Will Ospreay versus Sonata. Of course, Juice Robinson was supposed to be in this match. They even talked about how he has signed papers saying he was supposed to be in this match. He has the belt, which is very interesting. But obviously he has appendicitis, so Juice was not able to be there.
I was gonna say they really did a good job at trying to convince you that this wasn't because of the appendicitis, but it was actually because he didn't want to show up. Yeah, they really worked that in well, because I was sitting there, I was like, because they didn't have the belt, so that really I think pushed that home, and I was like, damn, they're convincing me, even though we all know it's because of appendicitis, obviously. He wouldn't be announced for the G1 if it was otherwise, right? Like if he wasn't showing up, they would have been like, oh, well, we're going to replace you in our big tournament. And I think the best part before the match started was Ospreay just going, where's the belt? Why am I wrestling for no belt? I thought that was really good. And I thought the match was really good. If you want to just get to the match, this was a lot better than their New Japan Cup match, which I thought was a little shaky at times. I thought this was really good. This was probably my second favorite match on the show, just edging out Shingo and Taichi. Sonata looked good. It was high pace, high action. There was no Sonata rest fest, as I like to call it. It was very, very much down the Ospreay route. But they were going. There was no rest for the wear, and obviously we figured out that the main event got most of the time on the remainder of the show for a reason. But Ospreay winning is a good move. Hopefully that curse of this title does stop now, right?
Yeah, I think we just got to get through the Juice match, which will happen at some point. We'll get to it. Yeah,
Let Ospreay run with it.
I think what's very interesting to me is that, I sort of jokingly sort of talked about how Will Ospreay can pull a great match out of anybody, which is for the most part true. But I think what's great, what's that?
Are you about to disrespect Sonata in terrible ways right now?
I don't know about terrible ways. What I'm going to say is that I think Will Ospreay can pull a better match out of Sonata than like Okada can.
Well,
which might be
clash.
That's the thing. Yeah. What makes Sonata work better, and this is going to sound crazy, bear with me, is that Sonata, what I think works best with is when he is the cold skull, the cool man that's just sort of like doesn't say much, just kind of walks around looking all cool, wearing glasses, cool jacket, all that stuff. And then suddenly, fast as hell, turns it on, gets the crowd into him, and he's able to get it. Very much in an Orange Cassidy sort of way, that he is the cool, calculated guy, but the reason it works is not he goes out there and is cool. It's that when he turns it on, it's, holy crap. That's what I think that's when Sonata's starting to get, is that when he turns it on, that's when he's the most entertaining. Not when he's doing a 30-minute slow match with Okada. It's when he's doing more of a, this match was 12 minutes. It's more when he's doing more of a sprint kind of style match. Yeah, it's the same sort of thing with his G1 matches. Is that since the time limit's 30 minutes of Okada, those matches have always been good because they've been more of a sprint. When he then challenges for the main title, they've always been like 35, 40, 45 minutes, and it's been unbearable. He's better as a sprint guy, so let him go out there, be cool, calm, and then turn it on, turn it over, and moonsault your way out of it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no.
I think Sonata. I like Sonata. I always have, but I do agree that when he can turn it up, turn it on, he's very, very good. And that's again what he did here. So yeah, I see where you're coming from. The match was good, and I thought they had the right winner, though. I thought Ospreay was indeed the right winner, because now, again, hopefully you have a champion for the long haul. Hopefully you don't, keep flopping this title back and forth. This title could use a nice 200-day reign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it needs, which is the same sort of issue why people are talking about curse, same sort of thing that people kind of alluded to about AEW, is that we need something, a concrete thing for a good amount of time. I think that's needed. In a lot of ways, that's also what that was needed for the IWGP World title, was to have a long reign with Okada. And we're about to talk whether or not it was long enough, because the main event was IWGP World Heavyweight title match, Jay White defeating Kazuchika Okada. A lot of surprises here, but guess what? Jay White did tell us all, like he typically does, and he defeated Kazuchika Okada to win the IWGP World Heavyweight title match. Scotty, what did you think of this match?
No one has a bigger stranglehold on their promotion more than Jay White does. And what I mean by that is this guy walked out of Japan a year ago, said, I'm not coming back until things are better, walked right back in, and is now the top champion in the promotion. He missed a year, essentially a year, maybe two, pretty much two, because of certain situations. But he mostly missed the past year after winning the Never Openweight title. He left Japan. He said, I'm not coming back until things get better, until restrictions are down. That's pretty much what he said. He spent his life here in the United States. He's gotten married. He's having the time of his life. He has a little USFJ Open Challenge that really started to heat him up. He worked Impact, of all places. He dropped in on AEW a little bit. He did a lot of these things. But the moment that the New Japan proper could get him back in, they put their top title right back on him. No talent has matters more to a company for some reason than Jay White. And I like Jay White. But I found that to be very interesting that the first chance they got, they put the title on him. He's now 4-1 against Kazuchika Okada. 4-1. Not many people can say that.
That's huge.
Yeah. Yes. This is his first title win against Kazuchika Okada, so that's important as well. Obviously, the one loss is at Madison Square Garden in the G1 Supercard. Thank you for the tickets, the ticket sales and everything, Jay White. And here you have Jay White walk in, obviously as confident as can be, has Gato beside him, first time in a long time, again, with that. And my biggest takeaway from this match, besides that, obviously, is that Jay White knows how to work his crowds to perfection. Yep. Here in the United States, he wrestles a very, very American style of all action all the time, hits a lot of his big moves. You know, he does the heel stuff, but not to the extent that he does in Japan, where he very much slows it down. He very much breaks down the body of his opponents. He's on top for, 30 minutes or not 30 minutes, but the majority of his long matches. He has long matches. He knows how to change it up. And if people like that, if people don't like that, it's whatever. He knows what he's doing. He has the audiences in the palm of his hand. His heel work, I think, is untouched really by most of wrestling, if not everyone, because he knows the audience so well. He talks a lot, and that obviously could throw people off and maybe they don't like it. But when you have a crowd not making noise, you got to create that buzz yourself. And that's what Jay White did. He would tell the crowd, chant, Okada. And every time they didn't, he'd get pissed off. He said, fuck you guys. And I think,
or even when they won't do it, he wouldn't cheer.
Yeah. And it's even better at the end when he gets really mad at everyone. He's like, come on, I'm your champion. Cheer for me. And they actually did, which was really good. They actually started to make sound for him. I think Jay White's a master at what he does. I don't think this match reached the levels of a Kota Ibushi one, which obviously I think is the fair comparison because it's that same exact style. And I think it could have, if there was more, maybe if there was a little more Okada-ness to it, if that makes sense, because this, again, very Jay White. Okada was mostly getting beat up the entire time. I thought the second half of this match was fantastic. First half was a little slow, obviously, because most of it was just him doing his little thing. But that second half of this match really took it home, so solidified a great match. And now Kazuchika Okada is no longer world champion.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I like that you brought up his last world title match against Ibushi. And in very much sense, they did a lot of things there that that was my match of the year. That Jay White Ibushi match, and they did a lot of similar stuff here. Is that storytelling? The difference being here is that in that story it was similar stuff. Jay White's on top for the majority of it, asking Gato, so comfortable. Well, no, it's actually different. It's very different. They did similar beats,
it's the same
different
idea.
Similar beats but different story. Because that match was he's asking Gato, hey, Gato, what should I do now? I don't know what I should do. Please tell me what moves I should do, because I don't know what to do to put this guy away. I don't know how to put this guy away. Here, he is so comfortable that he's just looking at Gato like, hey, Gato, I think Kevin Kelly said he's playing the hips. What do you want me to do? Kiwi, sleeper, Gato, sleeper. All right. And then goes for the sleeper. He doesn't quite get it, but then he eventually gets it. So it's fine. It is the complete 180 where we left Jamie, whatever the fuck, and became again Jay White. No, he is back. He went on Excursion Part 2, came back renewed, refocused, brought everything back together. Jay White, you put the title on him, makes all the sense in the world. It's a great move for New Japan. I think it's the right move for New Japan. I thought Okada is a great champion. I would have thought it would be a good idea also to leave the title on Okada. But if Jay White is here to stay, if Jay White is going to G1 and all that jazz, put the title on Jay White. You can get the match down the line, which also means, presumably, just because of how things typically work out in New Japan, that we'll probably get him at Wrestle Kingdom versus the G1 winner. So, and then he can lose the title there, and it could be Okada again. Who the heck knows?
I don't know.
I like it.
I don't know who wins the G1.
Which is, I like it. That's what you want. That's what you want, right?
If Okada had been champion, I think there were multiple options that would have made sense. Now, with it being Jay White,
it could be Okada.
It could be Okada. I think that would be a mistake to have him win back to back, but you could do whatever you want. It's interesting. And I think uncertainty is always a good thing. I want to say that I think Kazuchika Okada is now officially out of, or will be very soon out of the Wrestler of the Year conversation. I think now that he no longer has the belt to lean on.
The G1 will really test that. The G1's really going to test
G1 will, but everyone has to remember he is having a kid soon, so a break is possible as well. I think him without the title though does, for me, probably take him out of it in the end, because the G1 is now lesser, so you have 6 matches instead of 9 as one competitor, right? So you have that. Plus, we don't know his block yet, and I'm sure all 6 matches aren't going to be bangers for him.
Yujiro, Bellic Fale, Chase Owens.
Yeah,
you're gonna put them all together.
He's going to get the crap one. And it's very interesting, right? Because they built up Okada massively since that G1. He was dominant. He lost 1 match in there, and then he lost 1 singles match this year, which was to Naito, which he got back. And in the first opportunity for Jay White beats him. I think the frustrations of people, I don't think it's frustrations that Jay White is champion. I think it's frustrations that Bullet Club in 2022 is back on top. And that I can agree with, because let's be honest, the majority of Bullet Club isn't all that good.
They're lame.
They are. I like House of Torture. I like Jay White. Everyone else, I'm good. I'm really good now here in 2022. Taiji Ishimori is a good wrestler, but I'm over it, right? I'm over it. I'm not cheering for a Carl Anderson never open weight title reign. I'm not cheering for the Good Brothers to win anything, truthfully. I'm very open. I'm not a Big El Phantasmo guy, but he's moving up to heavyweight. I like Ace Austin, but I didn't want Ace Austin to join this group to begin with. So that's where I'm at. Chris Bay, by the way, is still part of this group technically, even though he's never, ever been in Japan for any of these things. So it's like Bullet Club in 2022 should no longer be on top. However, I'm good with Jay White being world champion because he's the only part that isn't lame. House of Torture doesn't even count, man. Kenta doesn't count either. Kenta's so much better than Bullet Club. I saw it in Noah this year. I know what he can do, and that's what angers me the most. But I'm very, very tired of Bullet Club. I'm happy for Jay White. Happy he's champion, but I'm very tired of the Bullet Club shtick.
Yeah, I think it lost a lot of its cool factor. BTE, the Elite did a lot of the cool stuff. I mean, GOD has a lot of coolness to them, realistically speaking.
Nobody realer than Gorilla.
Exactly right. So the people left over are not necessarily the coolest. You need an injection of cool, and Phantasma's a little dorky cool.
Very dorky.
Juice is also kind of a silly cool. Juice is getting there, but I think he has more work. I think a G1 will do Juice wonders.
He's getting there. He's already rock hard, man.
He once you rock hard, you never go down. I think. I was also thinking about I wonder who. I was trying to think of who from who would be a good, cool, strong group or person or tag team to inject into Bullet Club. I mean, there's obviously way too many people, but who is something that's dead set cool that would be a great person to put in Bullet Club? I'm struggling. I can't think of anyone.
No, because most of the time it takes the cool from that person away. Jay White is the only person that's cool. House of Torture, I'm saying again, it doesn't count. They're not part of Bullet Club anymore. It doesn't feel like they are.
I think what I'm thinking about is that who has the cool factor?
Kenta's cool. I like Kenta.
We know who took the cool factor away from Bullet Club as a group? United Empire. They're cool. United Empire are cool. Bullet Club are a bunch of dorks.
Bullet Club is a bunch of, and Jay White.
And Jay White.
Great. And House of Torture.
Yeah.
And Kenta, Kenta hasn't been around for the past 6 months, so I don't even count. I can't count any of these guys. The group that I saw on Sunday closing out this show.
Yeah.
There was only one person out there that wasn't a dork.
Yeah. All right.
But I guess we should talk about this real quick. We know where we're going now. Jay White called out Hangman Page. He said, you had your friends create a company because you couldn't make it here. He said that is post-match presser. It was a great promo going at Hangman Page. He goes, Adam Cole, congratulations, my friend. So it seems Jay White versus Hangman Page is the direction, and I think that's a good direction. I remember them having a really good match at one of the U.S. shows for the U.S. title, actually, long ago when Jay White had that one. So I look forward to them all these years later, much better than they were then, having a match. It's not the main event, by the way. Jon Moxley versus Tanahashi is 1,000% your main event now.
I feel like we're going to get a tag match.
No way.
But I think no. Hear me out.
No, nothing is better than a singles title match. There's nothing better.
Hangman Okada is a singles match by itself. Jay White, Adam Cole is a tag match against 2 other people.
I don't think that is.
I don't know who the 2 other people though.
They're heavily hinting the Hangman Page thing now.
Yeah,
I think they're doing Okada. Adam Cole.
What is making me think this way is that Hangman is calling out Okada and not necessarily the IWGP Championship. So I think Hangman rather
for another world title.
And
Okada just happened to be the champion.
That's also true. We'll see. We'll see.
That we will. Jay White's probably back in the United States already. I think they have a strong recording this weekend.
Yes.
So I think he will be around if they want to put him on TV.
Yes.
I'm sure they will.
All right, let's talk about Cyberfight Festival. We don't have a lot of time left, and we talked about Dominion way too long. So we're going to move it all along here. Last 3 matches from Cyberfight Festival were really the big talking points. There was also the big news item about the Nakajima, Endo, Jun Akiyama stuff, which, do you have anything to say about that real quickly?
He got knocked the fuck out. The reaction on everyone was like, it was kind of priceless because obviously it's like, oh, this match should be really good, and it ended within 5 minutes, not even
6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Felt a lot shorter than that. Endo, was hitting Nakajima. Nakajima was kind of his cool, calm self. He's just taking it, and then the first strike he sends, it knocks Endo out. It was kind of surreal in a way.
Gives him a concussion and everything.
Yeah. He knocked him out clean.
Mm-hmm.
Not great for Nakajima, who I think already has heat backstage. So I'm sure he was like, come on, man. I
think he has heat backstage, but he also wants to leave probably. So it's probably, I don't think he cares.
You would think he'd want to leave, right? It would be weird if he didn't. He deserves a lot better. But thankfully Endo sounds like he's okay, so we don't have to worry about it. And now I can say he got knocked the fuck out.
Hardcore match. Kano defeats Daisuke Sasuke in a hardcore match, like I said, in 21 minutes and 28 seconds.
This match can be best described as a mess with a lot of big spots. That's what this was.
Good mess, bad mess.
A mess. It's right in the middle.
Yeah, I think it opened with a lot of like DDT shenanigans stuff, but that was
Nothing
also
special, if that helps.
sure. I thought this match was really good. I think that it opened with a lot of DDT nonsense stuff, which was good because that's also the kind of the point of the match. I saw your tweet, and I'll let you make your point about it, but I agree with what you said about story going into this match versus what this match gave us.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I enjoyed it because it was just sort of a clusterfuck of bits. But I would have gone higher, but Kano never fully got the fire leg out. So, with that being said, it's not going to hit that 4 stars for me.
Yeah, the buildup was like, oh, we hate each other. This is a blood feud almost. You have both of them attacking each other's promotions. I mean, Sasaki pretty much buried Noah in a sit-down interview that he did.
Who hasn't?
Well, that's a good point. Most of the Noah roster, actually. Anyways, but give me the 300K, please. Thank you. Okay. Kano, he's obviously very good. And for me, I don't enjoy him in these matches. The Muto one wasn't good. Obviously, Ryan will never forget the flaming foot, but it wasn't good.
I'll never forget the flaming foot into a Shining Wizard and losing. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, so like that plus this is like the most important part is he didn't look like a nerd in the end, which can be a problem with Kano. And now he's set up for bigger things, which is good. He had good fire at the end to pretty much kill off Sasaki and win.
Yeah, not enough good fire, but good fire.
Good fire.
Princess of Princess title match. Shoko Nakajima defeats Yuka Sakazaki in 14 minutes and 57 seconds.
This match felt very sudden in terms of the finish. As someone watching it, obviously, and knowing what these two are capable of, and the big stage of Cyberfight Festival, I think it was good, but it was missing something. It had a flat finish.
It never quite got to that next gear.
No, it didn't. And I thought the crowd was very out of it. Not that the crowd was very good by this time of the show. They were probably tired. It was like a 6-hour show. I just think I expected a little bit more, and maybe that's on me, but it never got to that next gear. It just ended.
Yeah, it kind of a letdown for me. I don't really watch TJPW. I know of Shoko Nakajima. I know of Yuka Sakazaki from both of their AEW experiences.
The sooner Shoko loses, the better.
I was interested, but I was like, nah, all right, okay. So.
I mean, the memory from the show for the women was again the Miyu Yamashita head kick. So it's like,
yeah,
even when you have another top champion, it's still about Yamashita.
Mm-hmm. In our main event, the GHC heavyweight title match, Satoshi Kojima, New Japan Satoshi Kojima defeats Go Shiozaki in 21 minutes and 11 seconds. I tweeted out that asking if anyone else had a Satoshi Kojima Japanese step team entrance on their bingo card. I was the only one that had it. That means I'm going to get $300,000. So thank you.
Where do we go? He's now the fourth guy to get the triple crown of the triple crown championship from All Japan, the GHC championship from Noah, and the New Japan IWGP heavyweight title. He's the fourth person to do it.
In history.
In history. Muto was the third last year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year.
Yes.
So
Muto asterisk and Kojima are the only.
There's no asterisk there.
No. The asterisk is on active. Current wrestlers.
Very sad Muto's retiring. He has 5 matches left. I hope they take advantage of it. I'm sure one of them will be a title match.
I can't wait for 5 Muto wins and him beating Kojima.
People really want him to beat people really hope he faces Sting, which is
Sting.
Well, because of their matches from WCW, which would be cool
Yeah.
if they did a tag. You do like Muto and I don't know Kiyomiya versus Darby and Sting, maybe. That'd be cool.
That'd be nice. Cool. That'd be very cool.
That'd be actually that'd be a lot of fun to have on any show. But to the main event. Here's what I will say. I think Kojima getting such an accolade for the type of guy he is and the type of guy everyone knows he is, very cool, very deserving. That being said, I can't be upset about Go Shiozaki losing because he was never supposed to have the title in the first place.
Yeah.
That's the way I walked away from this. I was like, he wasn't even supposed to be here.
We got 2 good Go Shiozaki title matches. Yeah. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. This didn't live up. Let me take back. It was very good. Didn't live up to the first Shiozaki match with Kiyomiya. I thought that was better, but I thought this was very entertaining, very good. Kojima's still solid, guys. Like we can make fun of all the old guys we want. Kojima still has a lot to offer. So in a way, I'm happy he went to Noah to do important matches.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for him. He gets a big spot. My only hope is, which I don't know what their plans are. I would like for him to put over Kiyomiya in the end for the title. That would be my ask. I think that would be best. It would be a good rub. Kiyomiya is now Kojima is now going to face Kano in the next match, which should be very good. Very good. I mean, you're a big Kano guy. Obviously, he's your number one guy if we talk Noah wise. So that should be good. I like the direction they're going. Because again, this was supposed to be Fujita versus Kojima, and I think Kojima is going to win no matter what.
I think originally this match was Fujita versus Muto, and then it became Fujita versus Kojima, and then we got Kojima versus Go. I think take that as a win, baby. That's a win in my book.
I think Fujita versus Kojima probably would have been like good.
Yeah,
because Fujita probably would have been like in the mindset of, oh, I am gonna lose, and that's okay. Instead of like the usual, because the guy's old enough. He fits the mark.
I agree that of all the olds, Kojima is probably one of the better olds. So I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah, it's like him, Masato Tanaka. Fujita can be good, but he's also annoying in his booking. So
yeah,
we will say he's bad for that reason alone. And Kaiji Muto's worse.
Yes. All right, let's talk about some super cold
We're not
takes.
on recording, but I just want everyone to know I did the Muto thing.
You did, of course. We always do. Hell in a Cell, super ice cold takes. We're gonna blast through Hell in a Cell real quick. Raw Women's triple threat match. Bianca Belair defeats Asuka and Becky Lynch in 19 minutes. I thought this match was great. I thought Bianca Belair is fully holding her own in this division. I think they've a lot of missteps, but I think they've set her up to be a reasonable person to challenge in any of these matches and to hold a title in the women's division. So good for WWE on building as much of a star as they can. They're not really good at it, but they did it successfully, at least for the most part, with Bianca Belair. A lot of missteps, but they got somewhere.
She is by far the best performance center product.
Correct.
Ever. Not even a question. There's no one that comes close in second place. She proves it every time here. This match was very good. Second best match of the night for me, probably for everybody. I thought they went out there, had a good showing. Asuka and Becky were very solid. I think it's time for Becky to start that, which I think we're starting to see now. Get her back to babyface, because obviously that's what the people have wanted for long. And Asuka's still very good. She's still very good. She pulled out a little of her old days in there with a couple double spinning back fist, which was really cool. But yeah, the match was very good.
That one sequence of Asuka and Becky Lynch was really good.
Yeah.
2-on-1 handicap match. Bobby Lashley defeats MVP and Omos. Whew, man. What a
Bobby
stinker.
Lashley won. Moving on.
So what a stinker of a match. Kevin Owens defeats Ezekiel. I was kind of surprised that they had Kevin Owens win here, but I guess they're continuing the feud. I don't know. People, how do you feel about Ezekiel? I mean, people enjoy it. I think it's a dumb gimmick, but I guess he's doing a good job with it. But does that make it good? I don't know.
I don't really give a shit about it, truthfully. Like that's kind of the way I'm walking away from it. Like, good for him, I guess, that he has something that people are interested again. I gotta give credit to Ezekiel / Elias. He's gotten over everything he's ever had to do.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good in that sense.
So good on him, I guess. Seeing that they almost released him at one point, it sounded like that they were thinking about it, which is crazy. Seeing we just said that he gets over a lot of this shit. But yeah, Kevin Owens winning is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I agree. Mixed 6-man tag team match. Judgment Day. Damian Priest, Edge, and Rhea Ripley defeat the team of AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Liv Morgan. The next night, Finn Balor joins Judgment Day and kicks out Edge.
Well, there's this thing called a panic button, and they had to press it about 1 million times. They were probably slamming their finger on it. Might have hurt themselves while doing it. Yeah, that happened. The match happened as well.
I like that the panic button they hit was turn Edge babyface. Yes, that's the thing that will fix it all.
You got to think about it, though. Who are they going to turn babyface? They don't have any other proven people.
I don't know. Build up a star, maybe. They
don't have time, man. They got a long summer ahead of them. They don't have time. They had time for the past decade to do that, and they didn't do it. You want them to do it now?
That's
they
true.
Did build up a star. He walked through the door from AEW. That was the best building of a star they've done in a long time.
They're looking at AEW's roster and be like, all right, who can we get? We gotta get somebody.
Will save us now.
Yeah, let's talk to. We gotta talk to MJF. We need that guy.
Remember MJF?
But he's a heel.
Remember how he was the talk of the town, and now he's just AEW has all these problems going on and situations going on. They're like, oh right, MJF's a person.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
No holds. Otherwise, I thought this match was pretty good. No holds barred match. Madcap Moss defeats Happy Corbin. They stripped Madcap Moss of all of his stuff. He's now just like Steve Blackman. And he's
still Madcap.
He's still Madcap. Really, still Madcap. That is true.
Why don't you just call him Moss?
I have a feeling. My fear is
Jesus Christ
that they're gonna cut his last name and he's just gonna be Madcap.
If you were to cut a name, they're gonna cut the wrong one.
I think what they should do, and this is what I think,
Madcap, bro.
What they should do is give him a first name and call him Madcap Riddick Moss. That's fine. I don't know why, and then just nickname Madcap. I think that's what you should do.
His first name was. I forgot he was Riddick Moss.
Riddick after the hit Vin Diesel movie.
I was gonna say maybe they'll just call him Riddick.
Oh,
it's Riddick.
Riddy.
I didn't watch this match. I don't give a shit.
It is what it was. It was fine. I mean, it was pretty fine.
It happened.
Yeah. The big crux of this match was the crowd overtaking this match and saying, we want tables, and then neither of the guys doing any sort of table spots and be like, nope, can't do it, because they couldn't do it because Cody was going to do it and Seth Rollins were going to do it. So, that's what it is. That's WWE wrestling. The crowd wants something, they can't give it to them because someone else is going to do it later in the show. I get it, but it is what it is. United States title match. Theory defeats Chicago's own Mustafa Ali.
Didn't watch it.
It was fine. It was, pretty good. It was just, what is Theory is going to win. They're building him up. They're slowly building him up as the next John Cena. and Mustafa Ali lost in Chicago. So it is what it is. In his own hometown.
John Cena, as if he has any shot of being John Cena.
They're trying. They think Roman's the current Rock. That's what they think.
Well, he's currently Brock, so that's cool.
Yeah,
which is fine.
I'm surprised they haven't hit the panic button on Brock yet. I mean, where is he?
They're probably thinking about it.
They're trying. They're trying to give him more money.
Vince is probably like, the Khan's probably like, don't you fucking press it. We need to save money. Don't you? I have to release more people. And he's like, but Brock. He'd be like, okay, yeah.
But I just fired my daughter. And then and the main event, Hell in a Cell match.
5-star main event, Ryan.
Hell in a Cell match, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. A lot of praise online. Do you agree?
Walked away from this saying it was the WWE match of the year, and I don't think anything is close to it anymore. I think if you consider what Cody Rhodes went into that match with, and what just the reveal of that awful bruise, and then the story that they were able to tell with Rollins focusing on it and Cody surviving and fighting. I actually did love this match. It was great storytelling, a great present day Hell in a Cell. I thought it was excellent. I thought, if Meltzer was going to give a WWE match the 5 this year, I would have also picked this one. I didn't give it 5, obviously, but I thought it was a fantastic match. Shows that Seth Rollins can indeed still go, for those who don't know. And I think it also solidified a few things. It solidified the best WWE trilogy of matches in a long time. I don't really know the last one. Yeah, I don't know the last one that lived up to this. I thought the Seth Rollins Edge one was good, but I thought this was better. I don't know. And before you just go, Cody Rhodes is the face, ace, everything of this company. He is everything of this company. When he walks through that curtain on January whatever for the Royal Rumble match and wins, it's going to be a big moment, because that's exactly what's happening. You can't do anything else now. 9 months, my ass, by the way.
No, 100%.
He's their new John Cena in terms of like the way they're giving him all these things. Like, oh, he's a superhero. He played through injury, and he came back 3.5 months early. He's got superpowers and blah blah blah. That's what they're doing here, which is fine. Awesome for Cody.
That's what they should do.
Yeah, they should. And Cody's going to end his year, which I thought the stat was great. He started his year with a 5-star Meltzer match, and he's ending it with a 5-star Meltzer match. 3-star Cody, my ass, people.
I thought this match was good. I'm low on it compared to other people, and maybe it's because I'm an AEW stan.
Let's admit it.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of allowing him to wrestle. I get it. It's not a concussion or anything else. It's already fully clean off the bone. What more are you going to do to it? Just have him wrestle. Who cares? He'll have surgery later.
That's
so exactly I get it.
What they did.
Yeah, I get that. I get Cody wanting to do it to prove himself to Vince.
He's John Cena, man.
I just hate that that's the way you have to prove yourself to Vince. I hate that. I think that's dumb and stupid. I didn't really like the Hell in a Cell match itself too much because I don't like modern Hell in a Cell matches anymore. And that's just how it is for me. I don't like the overabundance of making the Hell in a Cell match like, chairs and tables and doing all this stuff. And, I liked it more. I mean, it's always had chairs. I mean, a Mankind one had chairs and it had tacks in it, but I wasn't a huge fan of like doing all this. I wasn't a huge fan of doing the strap. I get why they did it. I get all these things, but I just didn't really get into it. And I admit I'm on the lower end. I just wasn't fully into it.
On the lower end. I haven't heard anyone else beyond that. And I think it is because you're an AEW stan.
Yeah, I'm an AEW Noah.
Cody hater. I think that's what you are.
I'm
now.
a Cody
Just
hater.
You're like all the other AEW stans. Oh, he was actually never good. That's exactly what you are. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and you know, he never was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He's not.
Um,
He wouldn't be perfect for them right now. No.
MJF is great, but as soon as he goes to WWE, he's bad.
Yes. See, I'm happy you're acknowledging that this is exactly who you are.
Yeah. I just didn't get quite into this match, and I think it was because I just don't necessarily like
Cody and Seth. I get it. No.
AEW. I don't like seeing the peck. I don't like that. That's what you have to do to prove yourself to Vince. I get that. That was a smart thing for Cody to do.
But I just think it's a very Cody thing to do.
It's also a very Cody thing to do.
Very Cody thing to do. With or without Vince, I think he does.
He endeared himself to the fans in the back office. I get why you do it. I just wasn't into it. I'm just saying I wasn't into it.
At AEW though, he would have been booed out of the fucking building still.
Yeah.
But he has people that love him now, so it's okay.
It works for that audience.
Everything that he wanted to be, and it's great. I look forward to his return. Until then, good luck, WWE, because Cody was your one exciting thing you had.
I don't think it was necessarily the wrong move. I just didn't like it. Does that make sense?
There was a lot of people frustrated with that he did that, so I get it. To me, it just doesn't matter. I don't care.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's move on. Let's preview some stuff. Triplemania this Saturday, the second of 3
is going to be ass. And here's
Triplemania
why.
Tijuana. This is the second of 3 Triplemanias. I'm only going to pronounce it Triplemania now, just like my hero Matt Stryker.
The first one was it
was interesting. So this one, so far, the card that we have in front of us, we have the continuation of the Ruleta de la Muerte tournament, where the losers continue on, and eventually someone's going to lose their mask. So we have 2 semifinal matches here. We have Blue Demon Jr. versus Pentagon Jr. and Villano 4 versus Psycho Clown.
There's absolutely no chance we get Psycho Clown versus Penta. I'll tell you that.
I think at best we have Blue Demon Jr. versus Psycho Clown.
I think that too.
Or Pentagon versus Villano, but I think Psycho Clown versus Blue Demon Jr. is a better match, probably.
I think Psycho Clown's also king of shit. I might lose my mask. Shit. I have to be in the big match because he's the AAA ace or whatever you want to call him.
The Triple Ace.
Triple Ace. Yes, he is the Triple H. It's time to play the game. Yeah. Can't wait. Maybe these will be good. Maybe one of them will be good. I hope one of them's good.
I think they'll be decent. Then we have a mask versus mask 8-way elimination cage match. So basically, we have 8 luchadores in a cage match. They'll have to get eliminated. Lady Shani, Cheek Tormenta, Maravilla, La Hydra, Flamer, Reina Dorada, Sexy Star 2, and a mystery person. Don't know who that mystery person is. But whoever's going to lose this match will also lose their mask. So we're going to have someone who has their face revealed during this show.
Great. Don't know who any of them are.
I hope it's Sexy Star 2 so that we can try to not call her Sexy Star. I think that's just causing more confusion than it needs to be.
That's true.
We have a 5-way match. Scotty, I know you're into this match. Because I'm into it.
Match, right? That's
Laredo,
the only good match.
Laredo Kid versus Taurus versus Rey Phoenix versus Bandito versus Vikingo.
Woo! That's what we're talking about. If this is anything but greatness, I'll be very upset.
I'm surprised the title isn't on the line, or some title is.
They don't care about the title.
I know that's also true. That's true.
There isn't a promotion that cares less about their top title than AAA.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's what AEW needs to do. It's just
care less about the top title.
Just have a bunch of titles, but no one cares about them.
FTR hasn't been on any of these shows. I just realized.
No, not yet. They might be on the next one. We'll see.
They have to be on the third one. This main event's trash, man.
Matt and Jeff Hardy versus Dragon Lee and Dralistico. I think I said this to you. Terrible. I slacked this to you. I think months ago when the graphic came out, this is a hype match.
Yeah.
But then now that the Hardys have been in AEW and wrestled for a bit, I'm not too interested. Plus, you have the Hardys in a ladder match on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what I said to you. I was like, you're gonna have these two in a ladder match after being terrible for the most part. After Jeff was awful after his last ladder match. This one's gonna be even sooner after that ladder match. And he's going to wrestle against Dragon Lee and Dralistico. I don't know what magical powers Dragon Lee and Dralistico have, but I don't think they're magical enough to make this that good. But I'm going to watch it because I'm sick in the head.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see Dragon Lee, Dralistico versus Matt Hardy for 20 minutes. I think that's going to be good.
That sounds like hell.
Hell in a Cell?
Matt Hardy. No, not Hell in a Cell. There's no cell.
5 stars? 5 stars, Jeff Hardy? Like I said,
I think Hardy have a 5-star match to his name. TLC, baby.
I don't think so. Maybe. We'll have to look into
one
that.
Of the 75.
Probably. But yeah, that's Triplemania. That's a very quick ass preview.
Tijuana?
Is that Tijuana? It's Tijuana. And we'll get
the third one.
July? When is the third one you said?
Yeah, July or August.
I think it's not till October.
What?
Let me look it up.
I think it's some bullshit. That Andrade works for like 2 AAA shows and now he can't work with New Japan. I think it's some bullshit.
He's in AAA. He's not in CMLL. Should have been CMLL.
No one wants to go to CMLL. All they got is Teton. Also,
they weren't running shows forever. So yeah. I don't blame him not going there. Yeah, the next one's on October 10-15 in Mexico City.
Not looking forward to it. They don't have that card announced at all, right?
No, just the finals of the mask versus mask match.
Cool. Maybe we can get a Vikingo defense on there.
Maybe. It's October, so it's a ways away. So we got some time. Let's talk about very quickly at the end of the show. Do we want to preview this real quickly? Yes, we will. Impact Slamaversary happening next Sunday as well.
This is the second biggest match of the year.
Biggest show of the year.
Biggest show of the year. And no one cares.
I haven't seen a single person talking about this other than Garrett Kidney. That's it. So let's talk about it. Your main event for the Impact Slamaversary show, again, celebrating 20 years of Impact, is Josh Alexander, the future, versus the past of Eric Young in the Impact World Championship match.
Who cares? No, really, who cares? Like, there's a reason they haven't sold out Slamaversary yet.
Yeah. Yep. Well, let me see if I can pull up their wrestle ticks as well.
Zero part of me is excited for this in any way.
Yeah, it really doesn't have the sort of excitement of 20 years of Impact that it should.
It's you know what it does have? The excitement of how the fuck did they make it to 20 years of Impact?
Good question. I don't know. Eric Young, he's not too shabby. Josh Alexander's great.
It's 2022. When's the last great Eric Young? No, he had a good match with Jay White. But that's Jay White. I guess Josh Alexander's good.
There we go. Thank you. We're back around. So get hype, folks. We're We are also going to have
I
a
stay
queen.
hyped.
Yeah, we're going to have a Queen of the Mountain match for the Knockouts World Championship. We are going to have Tasha Steelz defending her title against Deonna Purrazzo, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, and Mia Yim with special guest enforcer Mickie James. Scotty, you have any thoughts?
Why would you bring back the King of the Mountain?
Now, can you remind me what the rules of the King of the Mountain match were?
I just know they were bad. Give me a second. You talk about who you think's gonna win. I'll give you the exact rules.
I feel like Tasha Steelz. Tasha Steelz got a lot of heavy contenders here. Jordan Grace, Mia Yim, Chelsea Green, Deonna Purrazzo.
I think she's losing.
I have a feeling she's losing. I would take the title off of her. You got a lot of four heavy hitters right there.
All right. Before you say who you have winning, here's the match format because it's ass. The 5 competitors in the match start out as ineligible to win. In order
Great. The match starts, no one can win.
In order to become eligible, a wrestler must score a pinfall or submission on an opponent. The opponent who submits or is pinned is forced to spend 2 minutes in a penalty box cage. More than one wrestler can be in the cage. This often results in wrestlers fighting inside the cage or forming some sort of alliance. Once eligible, the wrestler may win the match by retrieving the match's prize, usually a championship belt, hanging on a hook suspended above the ring with the aid of ladders. An official maintains possession of the belt and circles the ring, staying out of the action as much as possible. When a wrestler wishes to hang the belt, he must retrieve it from the official, or she, obviously now. Once the belt is in play, any other wrestler who is eligible may attempt to steal the belt and hang it. Once the belt has been dropped and no wrestler is attempting to hang it, a referee returns the belt to the official. These modified rules make Queen of the Mountain essentially a reverse ladder match as the competitors attempt to hang the belt instead of retrieve it.
Yeah, Impact. We have to, if we're going to celebrate 20 years of Impact, we have to have at least one match that has one of their shitty gimmick match stipulations. So I guess I'm happy it's this one.
Do you want to hear the titles that have been contested in this type of match?
Sure.
So besides the TNA King of the Mountain championship, yes, they had a belt for this. The TNA X Division title, where Suicide beat the incredible crew of Jay Lethal, Consequences Creed, aka Xavier Woods, Chris Sabin, and Alex Shelley. So yes, Suicide beat them all. There was a number 1 contenders match for the TNA World. Wait, what did they hang up then?
A briefcase, maybe?
Kaz, aka I believe that's Frankie Kazarian, defeated Chris Sabin, Curryman, Jimmy Rave, rest in peace, right? Yes.
Yep.
And Johnny Devine.
There is a King of the Mountain match that is on YouTube. I want to say.
No, I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
No, I gotta read.
Nick Foley has competed in this match.
I gotta read you the list of these King of the Mountain participants.
By the way, it's probably one of these because I'm looking at them all right now. But this was also for multiple times the TNA World. So this was the match that they did to crown the inaugural TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
The inaugural TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Okay, hit me.
Samoa Joe, AJ Styles,
awesome,
Christian Cage,
pretty good,
Chris Harris, and the winner, Kurt Angle.
All right, it's a pretty good lineup right there.
Jeff Jarrett won this match 3 different times.
Of course,
including the first. Raven also won this match. What is this match?
It's a reverse ladder match. You just explained the
No,
rules.
but the people in this match, in the second ever King of the Mountain match at Slamaversary 2005. By the way, this is a Slamaversary staple. It happened in 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, twice. They did two on the same show. And 2015. Wow. Okay, so this Raven one. Raven defeated AJ Styles, Monty Brown, Abyss, and Sean Waltman.
Can I tell you this one, which is free on Impact's YouTube channel?
Yeah, sure.
Impact Wrestling Television. This is 2016. Ready? TNA King of the Mountain title and King of the Mountain match, of course.
I think I'm looking at it.
Eric Young.
Uh-huh.
Big Damo.
Uh-huh.
Bram.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jimmy Havoc. And Will Ospreay.
Oh, Impact's so fucking bad, man.
And that is free. That's 2016 Will Ospreay.
We're celebrating 20 years of this shit.
Queen of the Mountain, people. Queen of the people. Get into it.
The last one that happened was in 2016. Bram won it. He was the champion. He successfully defended his title against Eli Drake, aka LA Knight, aka Max Dupree. Andrew Everett, Jesse Goddard, and Eddie Edwards, not Kingston.
Oh, wow.
Eddie Edwards.
Let's move on with this preview.
This is the most talented, by the way, the King of the Mountain match has been in a while. So who wins? Oh, Chelsea Green's in this?
Yeah, who wins?
Never mind. I take it.
Put the title on Mia Yim. Who cares, right? Put it on Mia Yim.
Who cares? Who cares? I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna be so confused. This is gonna be the first ever something of the mountain I watch. I wonder if the wrestlers are actually excited for this, because this match type sucks. It's a reverse ladder match, but this is also the company that did a reverse battle royal. So
that's true. Speaking of match gimmicks, Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship. Now, also great participants, I would say, in this match for an even better match type. You have Ace Austin, of course, defending his title versus
Bullet Club's Ace Austin.
Bullet Club's Ace Austin versus former Zest Friends member Alex Zane.
Oh, really?
Against Trey Miguel. Against Kenny King versus Jack Evans versus Speedball Mike Bailey. That's a match right there, baby.
Yeah,
Dumb little dumb gimmick as well. A little bit better than Queen of the Mountain.
I used to like the X Ultimate X. It's not that good. So, but I will say these contestants make it exciting. Jack Evans is going to do something stupid.
Yeah, I'm excited for Jack Evans doing something stupid.
Give Speedball the damn belt.
Oh, yeah. Next match, we're going to celebrate 20 years of Impact Wrestling tag teams. For this Impact World Tag Team title match, the Briscoes versus the Good Brothers.
Why? I literally just watched Carl Anderson admit he doesn't give a shit. He admitted in an interview he doesn't care.
Yeah, but it was a press conference for New Japan, so he's working.
No, he's not. He doesn't care. They gave him a lot of money to do nothing.
That's true. Anyway, Sunday, June 19th. Honor No More versus Impact Originals.
This could be good.
So it's a 5-on-5 match. We have Eddie Edwards, I am Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Vincent, and PCO taking on the Impact Originals team of Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, Frankie Kazarian, aka Kaz, and 2 question marks.
So are they doing both surprises, or are they naming another guy this week?
For
be an option.
Christopher Daniels, I think is a solid option. I think that's a solid option. He showed up in Impact before. Obviously, Kaz. Daniels second Kazarian on a Dark Elevation show at one point, so that might Kazarian makes sense, or Daniels makes sense. It wasn't SoCal, but let's do it. I think Daniels makes sense. Your dog, though, as the fifth option is pretty good. I gotta say.
He said this needs to stop.
Okay, let's round up the show.
Dog. Stop.
In a Monsters Ball match, it's Moose versus Sami Callihan, the returning Sami Callihan. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is Impact Slamaversary. Scotty is currently yelling as dog, so that's good.
All right, my match of the week was Miyuki Takase versus Miyu Yamashita from Deadlock Pro. All right, goodbye.
Well, hold on. I gotta do my gimmick. Sorry we didn't live stream this show. If you didn't check it out, hopefully you will listen to the audio version. Definitely subscribe to the audio podcast wherever you get podcasts.
It was
to make sure we get it. It was my fault. My computer's not ready. We'll be back next week. We're going to be back on Monday again next week, folks. We'll probably be streaming as well. I hope we'll be streaming. My computer's in the shop. It's been the shop for all week. Hopefully we'll get it back today or tomorrow. I'll find out later, maybe tomorrow, because I think they're closed on Mondays. So hopefully that all gets figured out, and hopefully everything's okay with my computer. Basically, Scotty, the hard drive doesn't work, so they needed to replace the hard drive on a Mac computer. So that was a lot. But yeah,
maybe you should get a rock hard drive.
Now we're talking, baby.
What's your match of the week?
My match of the week. I was loading it up while we were talking about my rock hard drive.
West Coast. I know it's West Coast. Come on, just say it.
I have not seen the West Coast show. I've been catching up with a lot of old wrestling, actually. Not old wrestling, but like this year old wrestling.
Okay. I was like,
if that makes sense.
Old wrestling. No,
I've watched a bunch of the Prestige stuff recently. That was really good.
Okay, so what was your match of the week then?
I'm loading. It's a long list.
We agreed last week that we can discuss old matches as long as you watched it in the past week.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then my match of the week,
say it
Scotty.
to my face.
My match of the week is going to be Miyu Yamashita versus Masha Slamovich from Prestige Roseland 3 Night 1 from 5/28 from May. Match is real good. Real good. Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed that match would be good?
I did. And that's because I'm smart.
You can follow Scotty on Twitter at Scott E Wrestling. You can follow me on Twitter at Ryan Knightsey. You can follow the show at Countout Pod. Even though we're Ring Post Radio. So thank you everybody for listening to this show. Subscribe wherever you get podcasts, and we'll see you all next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
This has been a Countout Podcast.
Hi guys, this is Lauren, your proud host of Your Dose of Death. Just give me a little quick tune-in to make sure to listen to Your Dose of Death. Each and every single episode, I provide a different lens into the world of deathmatch, whether it be wrestlers, content creators, or anyone in between. Make sure to listen to me each and every single episode to get a different lens into the death. And please, make sure to listen to Your Dose of Death.
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. But then what? Well, there is a nice piece of stock music playing behind me that a talented composer worked really hard on. So let's enjoy it. Wow, almost overshadows the saving big when you switch to Progressive part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Introducing Under Armour's Infinity High Sports Bra. Its ergonomic design is molded to support the natural movement of your body. With cord-out padding, the better breathability eliminates extra bulk without sacrificing support. And quick-dry padding is Under Armour's fastest-drying padding yet. When you're lifting heavy, running fast, and pushing yourself further than ever before, you need a bra that will help you go that extra mile and make you feel your best. Shop the Infinity High Sports Bra now at UA.com.